Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Morphe Hint Hint Skin Tint. It is a relatively new release from Morphe and it has some very intriguing claims and it's a very intriguing texture. So I really wanted to post this review for you guys so that if anyone was thinking about trying it, they could have a little bit to go off of. I have worn the skin tint a couple times before, so I have some preliminary thoughts based off of those few application processes and wears. But today we're going to be doing a full-on wear test, applying it on camera, talking about what it claims and all that jazz. So if you want to hear some more about this skin tint, then just keep on watching. Also, before you do keep on watching, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell so you can be notified every time that I upload. You don't want to miss out. I'm going to be posting some more beauty reviews and makeup tutorials and lots of fun stuff that you don't want to miss out on. So please subscribe so you don't miss those uploads. Okay, let's get into it. So this skin tint claims to be a lightweight and long-wearing tint that provides sheer to buildable coverage. It also claims to last for up to 16 hours, which is incredible, and keep the skin hydrated for up to 12 hours. It claims to be sheer enough to let your natural skin shine through while also blurring and camouflaging any imperfections that you may have. So the skin tint is supposed to have a natural luminous finish, radiant finish, and also blur. So that'll be interesting. Most of the time dewy and radiant foundations don't blur, they emphasize pores and things like that. So it gives some recommendations on the Morphe website on how to apply it. There's 3 different application methods depending on what kind of coverage that you want, which I think is really helpful. So if you want the sheerest amount of coverage from this product, the website says to use 1 or 2 drops and actually mix it in with your moisturizer to get to sheer it out even more and provide even more hydration, and then apply that to your face with your fingertips. So the second way to apply it to get a little bit more coverage is to use 1 to 2 drops and use a complexion brush, applying the product in long strokes. And then the last way to apply it to get medium coverage, it says to apply 1 drop with a complexion brush using short strokes and pressing motions, and then to apply another layer on top of that with 1 to 2 more drops in the same manner. This foundation comes in 20 shades and there's 5 different levels, shade levels, that it specifies on its website, which I think is also very helpful. And since it is a little bit more light coverage, I feel like 20 shades is pretty adequate. So I've got my product in the shade Hint of Beige. The skin tint retails for $17 on Morphe's site, and you get the standard 1 fluid ounce of product. Also, if you look at the ingredients list, relatively short compared to a lot of other makeup products, at least that I've noticed. And it does have some hydrating ingredients in there. Butylene glycol, which helps to lock in moisture to your skin. It also has glycerin, which also helps to lock in moisture. So this is a water-based product. The first ingredient on the ingredients list is water, which means that it's the most abundant ingredient. So I'm gonna shake it up because I have noticed that it does separate. And I have used this product a couple of times before. I think I used it actually in one of my older videos. I'm gonna just do a sheer layer first, and we'll see how much coverage we get out of it. So I'm gonna try to do the 3rd application method of short strokes and pressing motions. So like I said, I have used this product in the past, and I found that it sometimes could cling to a little bit of my dry patches, and it didn't look super cakey on my skin, obviously because it's so thin, but it also didn't look as hydrating as some of my other foundations. But I did enjoy it the couple times that I have used it. It's very lightweight. It doesn't feel like you're wearing makeup on your skin, which I like. And underneath this, I just have my normal daily moisturizer. Okay, so that's how it's looking with just 1 layer. It does give a bit of a glow to my skin, and I do enjoy the finish. I like it. I think it looks very nice. I would keep wearing this. I think the shade's a little bit dark for me, which is why we got the turtleneck going on today. But I'm actually happy with this amount of coverage. I don't even think I need to build it up anymore. But just for kicks and giggles, let's try to build it up a little bit. I actually haven't tried applying the product in this way. I just used my fingertips, and I think I used a beauty blender the first couple times I applied it, and I actually really like this way that they say to apply it, with just very short strokes and pressing motions, because it doesn't get streaky when you do this, and it just applies the product more evenly. I feel like with your fingers it looked a little bit patchy on my skin, I think. Yeah, with the brush it looks less patchy and more dewy than I remember. Maybe I didn't shake it well enough the first couple times I used it, or maybe if I used a sponge it absorbed too much of the product or something, but I really like using it with a brush. I think it looks really good, and it gives medium coverage. I would say that's true. It's not emphasizing my pores or my lines too much, and it gives that nice glow. Wow, I'm so happy. All right, so I'm just gonna go and apply the rest of my makeup off camera, just so that this video isn't super long, and then I'll do another check-in to show you guys what it looks like, and we will do a wear test to see if this thing actually lasts as long as it says it's gonna last. Okay, I'm so excited. Let's go do the makeup. Okay guys, so I just finished up the rest of my makeup. Everything applied beautifully on top of it. It still looks very glowy, which I'm happy about. I was a little bit worried that it was gonna dry down and get less radiant, because the last couple times I used it, it wasn't as dewy as this. I really like how it's looking so far. I just used some cream products on top of it because I really wanted to save that beautiful glow that it gives my skin. So if you're interested in anything that I used, I'll list it in the description box down below. But yeah guys, I think it looks so good so far. It gives me good medium coverage. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything on my face. It's not sinking into my lines too bad. Not really at all, actually. Usually a lot of foundations will start sinking into my smile lines or my forehead lines really quickly, but this one isn't. It looks very dewy. It feels a little bit tacky on my face, so if you have oily skin, you might want to set this with powder, but I don't mind that. I just love how glowy it looks. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a little bit closer so that you guys can really see what it looks like on my skin and all my texture and all of its glory. So yeah, I'm gonna call the check-in time like 10 o'clock because that's when I finish my foundation. So I'm gonna wear this for as long as possible, and I'll do incremental check-ins throughout the day, maybe some in natural light, you know, the drill. And yeah, I will see you guys in a little while. Okay guys, so here's my first check-in in natural light, just so you can see how it looks really on my skin. And this is right after I finish filming. So I think it looks really nice. Very dewy and radiant. Yeah, I like how everything's looking so far. Hopefully it'll hold up like this, but we shall see. I'll check in with you guys in a couple of hours. Hey guys, so it's been about 4 hours that I've been wearing this foundation, and I have to say that I really like it so far. I think it still looks super radiant and dewy. I haven't really noticed it wearing off too bad. It has worn off a little bit, I think, around my mouth area, but I've been kissing babies and playing with dogs and stuff, so that's to be expected. I also did notice that when I was making a phone call, some of the skin tint seemed to transfer onto my phone. I had a little like smudge of makeup there, so it could have been maybe the blush or bronzer or the highlight, because I did use all cream products, so I'm not too sure, but just be aware that if you don't set it with powder, there could be some transfer. Also around my nose, I noticed that if I rub my nose, then there'd be like a little bit of a splotch or something kind of Like I think you can tell a little bit how it kind of rubbed away. It still does feel pretty tacky, so it does stay tacky throughout the day if you don't set it. So if you don't like that, you might want to set it with powder. So yeah, we're gonna keep on wearing it and see how it holds up for another 4 hours or so. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see super close what my skin's looking like. Also, isn't he the cutest puppy? Paulo! Paulo! And there's Wushin. Wushin! Okay guys, so I'm back, and as you can see, things are looking a little bit rough. So it's been about 8 hours now that I've been wearing this foundation, and I have some thoughts. I would say that I really liked how this skin tint looked upon initial application. I thought it made my skin look very radiant and dewy, and it was just beautiful. It wasn't sinking into my lines too badly. It wasn't overly emphasizing my pores or my texture on my skin. So I really enjoyed the finish, and I also enjoyed the coverage because, as you saw, I was able to build it up to a good medium coverage. So overall, I thought it looked really great, and it was looking very, very promising for the first, I would say, 5 or 6 hours of wear. After about the 6-hour mark, I really did start to notice that it was wearing off around my mouth a lot, around my nose, definitely. As you can see, it's completely worn off around my nose and around my mouth area. Now, I do have 2 goldies staying in my house right now that were constantly giving me kisses, and I have babies that were also giving me kisses and rubbing their heads on me. So I really did put the skin tint through the ringer, but you know, that's a good thing because in our everyday lives, we're not just gonna be not touching anything with our face. So yeah, it does transfer, it does rub away. I wouldn't say that it would last the 16 hours that it claims to on the website. Maybe if you powdered it and really used a long-lasting setting spray, it could last a little bit longer, but for me and my skin, which I do have dry skin, so I didn't even have any oils breaking it up. For me and my skin, I felt like it really only looked good the first 6 hours, and then after that it started kind of going downhill. And now that it's been about 8 hours, I feel like you can't really tell in this lighting, but when I was looking in my bathroom, which that lighting is awful, but when I was in that bathroom lighting, I felt like my forehead especially was looking very patchy, and I felt like that the first couple times I used this product. When I applied it with my fingers, I felt like it looked patchy for some reason, like there was more pigment distributed in certain areas, and in other areas it was more of my skin tone, and I don't really know why that is. I shook the bottle, I've applied it with my fingers, I've applied it with my sponge. Today I applied it with the brush, and I didn't feel like it looked patchy at first, but for some reason the longer that I wore it, the patchier it started looking, and it also started to look a little bit gunky. I don't know if that's the right word, but just thick and a little bit cakey, I would say, just like pasty. I don't even know, around this area and around my nose and around my chin, but especially right here where I am very, very dry, it just looked thick, which is interesting since it's a water-based product. So, you know, it's not the worst product I've ever tried. I definitely think it gives a nice glow to my skin, and I'm willing to keep playing around with it because I don't think it looks bad. Do I think it's like my new holy grail? No, I don't think it wears the best on my skin, and I think it's really finicky. At least for me, it's like sometimes it looks good and sometimes it doesn't, and I like products that are a little bit more consistent. So I think that if you're looking for something that is more light coverage, that isn't gonna wear the longest and also is gonna be a little bit more radiant, then this could be for you. Just know that it's not the most consistent product, and it's not always the easiest to apply, and I feel like it can be finicky with other products. So I don't know, I feel like if you're reaching for a product that's more sheer coverage and dewy, then you probably want something that you can just throw on really quickly because maybe you're just running out the door to go run some errands. So you want something that's going to be reliable, that you can just kind of throw on and not have to worry about too much. So I wouldn't recommend this product for that. I think there are other products that can give you that better than this will. Like I said, I don't think it's bad. I think that I will still continue to play with this. I like that it offers a lot of shades. I like that it doesn't seem to break me out, and it doesn't overly emphasize my texture or anything like that. And I do like that it retains that dewy quality. I just feel like it breaks apart in an unflattering kind of way, but yeah, not one of my favorites. Okay, and yeah, so that concludes this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found some of this information helpful, and you know, if you're looking into buying this product, I hope that I gave you some insight that will make your buying, ooh, sorry if I just banged my microphone, that will make your buying process a little bit smoother. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be uploading new videos every week, product reviews, beauty tutorials, all that jazz. So you really don't want to miss out, and you want to click on the bell so that you can be notified every time that I do upload. Also, if you enjoyed this video or did find it at all helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That would help me out so much. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.